Do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
Mr. Matteo moves. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Brancini seconds. Hearing no objection, minutes are approved. Consent agenda. Okay, that's a new term. That's a new term of art. Consent agenda. Now, what does that mean?
You're very poetic today.
That don't require a formal vote, just an up or down by the members if there's any opposition to what we're doing, and an amendment to correct a resolution that's already on the books or something of that sort. In this case, the mission statement doesn't need a formal adoption. It's just we tinkered with it and came up with a new version.
Which the members can ask for expression of opinion.
Exactly. If someone objects, then we won't go forward with it.
Okay, I just want to make sure this wasn't the staff runs amok and does all kinds of stuff, and we just rubber stamp it later, not knowing the details. We wouldn't like that, would we? No, that's not it. Okay, the mission statement, which, by the way, Member Gallo has reviewed and expressed her support for in her absence. You should be aware of that. The Battery Park City Parks Conservancy's mission is to manage, maintain, operate, repair, preserve, and program activities. Do we like that grammar? Our mission is to and program, and program activities. Yes, okay. To a world-class standard for the residential parks, open space, and other public structures located on the 92-acre Battery Park City site on the Lower West Side of Manhattan. Well, that seems fairly clear, concise. I think it's what the Conservancy does. How does our head of Conservancy feel about this mission statement? You like it? Okay. Having no rebellion in the ranks. Do the members have any comment on this?
Are we sure it's just 92 acres? Okay.
Well, there's been talk about pushing some dirt out of it.
Standing around saying, hey, wait a minute, this is the point 2 that wasn't included in the mission.
Depending on who's on that point 2 acres.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So this doesn't require a formal vote, Council?
If there's any opposition, then we won't go forward with it. But this is just a modification to the existing mission statement.
Okay. So the plan is that this is our mission statement as I have read it. I hear no opposition, so that's good. This was a quick meeting. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Mr. Capote moves. We got a second from Mr. Matteo. The meeting is adjourned. Could we be this efficient at the authority as we are conservatives?
Let's give it a try.
We're going to try. Geez, just the list of everybody that's here is overwhelming. Okay, I'm sorry, those are the minutes that we just approved. We got that. There's the mission statement. Here's our agenda. Okay, I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Battery Park City Authority Board of Members, today, June 18, 2013. Minutes will note that Member Gallo is absent. All others are in attendance. We have a quorum. First item on the agenda is approval of the May 23rd Authority meeting minutes, a copy of which is in your materials. And if we have comments, corrections, edits with respect to the minutes, you could bring those forward now. Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So
Second. We have a motion, we have a second. Minutes are approved. First item of business would be my report to the members and to the public at large. Kind of bring you up to date on various open items. First of all, Asphalt Green and their occupancy and operation of the community center, which has been the subject of much discussion over an extended period of time, including the impact of Hurricane Sandy, the flooding, etc. As the members are aware, we revised that contract, amended it, and then adjusted it a second time to take account of the delays occasioned by the flood. Our brief there was to grant Asphalt Green substantial access to the premises for purposes of preparation in advance of opening by May 1st, to have substantial completion of all of the repairs and remediation work and the new equipment that had to be procured by June 1st, and get through a punch list so that the formal handover and their grand opening could occur on June 15th. All of those dates were met. The community center has been handed over to Asphalt Green. It is open. It is operating. They're pleased. We're certainly pleased. We have high hopes for their occupancy and operation of the community center and the benefits that it's going to provide, the opportunity it provides for the residents here in Battery Park City and surrounding areas to avail themselves of that facility. So we wish them great success. In fact, we should have an informal resolution in the minutes that the members expressed their, let's say, what's the word I'm looking for? What's that? I can't hear you.
Gratitude. I'm talking to
Gratitude?
I'm sorry.
What do you think, Kirk? Gratitude might be a good word. No, I was going to say we should express our warm wishes, welcome them into the community, and our confidence that at the end of the day, this is going to prove to be a valuable part of this community. And we're pleased that we've reached this milestone. Pier A, which was also substantially impacted by Hurricane Sandy. Gwen and her team, and not limited to Pier A, but, as among others, worked around the clock, did a stellar job. We're not finished yet, but we're close. And what's our handover date?
This month.
We're supposed to do this by the end of this month, right? We're supposed to have vanilla shell ready to go by the end of this month, and we expect to meet that.
Yes, we've sent a notification of project completion to the tenant. We're having a walkthrough tomorrow. We expect to turn over the interior of the building to the tenant by the end of the month. We'll have some exterior paint work that still will go on.
I'll talk to them what they have to do. So Pier A is on track, on revised schedule, consistent with the schedule that we put up post Sandy. I guess we had about a 6-month delay there, Gwen, as a result of the flood. Round numbers.
Yeah,
we were going to give
exactly.
it from the end of December.
That's right.
Now we're giving it from the end of June, so we lost 6 months there. How does the operator feel about his timeline? Receiving the premises June 30th. We're talking about next year sometime he's planning to open.
Right. They're looking at approximately a year to do their fit out work. They're looking at opening in late spring 2014.
Yeah. Sometime spring, early summer of 2014. So that's good. And then we're going to begin construction on the plaza, the Pier A Plaza, which is one of our capital items. Is it not, Dimitri?
Right.
By the way, I want to just take a moment because we're talking about completing the community center and AG and what we did for Pier A, and we got the guy in and all that sort of stuff. The other thing that goes on around here at this time of year, really starting sometime in April, is that the work demanded of our parks crew, the workforce and the management that we have at the Conservancy and it runs the parks, their workload just ratchets up on a seasonal basis in a very material way. And I just want to, publicly note that Tessa and her crew, as I'm sure they've done in the past, but this is the first year I've been here to witness it kind of secondhand through the senior staff here at the authority, just did yeoman's work in gearing up for those much more intense activities. As far as I understand, handling it all seamlessly. We haven't had any complaints, problems. So just a little bit of public recognition, Tessa, for your staff. And please convey to them my personal gratitude for the efforts. And this, again, comes following a period of extraordinary stress for these people. This flood, which we tend to bring down to numbers and dates when we sit in this room, in the real world, someone's out there cleaning things up, repairing, working many times 12, 14 hours a day, weekends. And this was up and down the line. The senior staff probably worked harder even than the rest of the workforce, but the rest of the workforce rose to the occasion. So they got through all of that, and boom, the next day it's the summer season, and here come all the people with the work that's required to accommodate that. So it's just I wanted to note that for the record. We have a capital plan that we've submitted to the Comptroller's Office and to the City Administration, consistent with the regulatory protocol under which we operate. We have good dialogue going on with the Comptroller's Office. It's taking a little longer from the city, so we're doing what we can to expedite those discussions. At the moment, our capital plan awaits the approval of the administration. We're hopeful that those discussions can mature over the next 2 to 3 weeks, and by the time we convene in July, if we're successful, we'll have both those approvals behind us. If we don't, then there is a potential impact on our calendar in getting into the capital markets, and so that should be noted. I want the members to be aware of that. We want to be in the market in September. To be in the market in September, we've got to get to the Public Authorities Control Board in their August meeting for approval. That requires completion of all our work, and all submissions have to be in by August 1st to make their agenda. That means we got to get the administration to sign off in July. And we will continue diligently to pursue that. We haven't had specific pushback that, this thing or that thing needs to change in a material way. We're just getting through the process. It's been a little bit slow and a bit frustrating, but we remain optimistic that we'll get there. In July, just a heads up, we will be coming to the members for formal approval of the plan, because we've got to have that before we can send the material to the Public Authorities Control Board. We have to do that as a group. All of the numbers and analysis and support for the program will be provided to you again prior to the July meeting, so you're fully informed. That material may come to you in advance of the full board book and agenda, because I want you to have time to look at it. Bob, maybe we could kind of set at least 10 days prior to the July meeting that we drop all of this on the members, so they've had an opportunity to review it and understand it before they arrive. Pardon?
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we'll shoot for that, with or without the formality of the approvals at that moment. What else have we got going on here? West Thames Street Bridge. There's nothing more there at the moment to report. That is one of the components of the capital plan that requires city approval, so we'll see where that goes. We've had, as the members remember, an emergency contract subcommittee comprised of Mr. Capocha and myself, in which our construction staff, headed by Gwen, through the process of remediation from hurricane damage, needed an expedited process as opposed to the normal procedure for approval on these expenditures that exceed the individual authority that the staff has on an item-by-item basis. The way it really worked is Don did all the work. I waited in the wings. When Don said okay, I said okay. Am I right? Was there ever an occasion that I never got out in front of him once, did I, Gwen? No. And I don't know if I said this in a previous meeting, but if I did, I'll repeat myself when we're talking about accolades and stuff. Frankly, this would have been a much more difficult process without your involvement, Don. The time that you put in and the expertise that you bring to the issue was of great value to the authority, and I don't know how we were able to expedite the way we did to meet this calendar without the capacity to understand what the staff was telling us, do the diligence on an individual basis that you did, looking beyond those recommendations to the nature of the agreements with those contractors. So that was terrific, and I just want to express my gratitude. And I didn't make one bad vote. Every time he said yes, I said yes. We had no problem whatsoever. It all got done.
There wasn't an awful lot to debate, Mr. Chairman. Gwen and her team presented the material in a way that was easily digested and understood, and it was done in a way that maybe they spoke a different language, but if anybody else had been there who knew this stuff, it would have been a simple process. So it wasn't nearly as difficult as you may think it was, but I was glad I was able to be on.
Okay, well, we're grateful for it. So we had this emergency contract subcommittee, which the members created, and gave Don and I the power together to expedite around the normal procurement process. I think that requirement has run its course. It's finished. We're done. We want to disband, sunset the emergency contract subcommittee. Do we need a formal vote for that, Phyllis?
It sunsets by operation of the resolution on June 30th.
Oh, it's set automatically at the end of this. Don, we got to rush out and spend some money.
Don has one more meeting on Thursday.
That's right.
We need it one more time.
Yeah, you need one more time. Okay, so that's going to go away June 30th, effective July 1st. We're back to our normal protocol, consistent with the regulations under which we operate. We have no MWBE report, no news.
Yeah.
Is that no news is good news?
No news is good news.
Okay. Well, we got some news. We got some news later with the bankers, but we'll get to that. And then we're back to, in this meeting, as we were in the Conservancy, the consent agenda, where we talk about a bunch of stuff that nobody gets to vote on. Just telling you we did it. Housekeeping, various issues. Sometimes we'll make changes to resolutions that we don't think are material. But again, at any moment, any member certainly can comment, and we would be responsive. We have retirement coming up. Bob, you want to make a comment or two about Ms. Druckmann?
It'll be my pleasure, Mr. Chairman. As many people know, Sidney Druckmann is retiring this end of June. For over a quarter of a century now, it's a long time, Sidney. Sidney's been an integral part of the authority's success in building out this city. Through the years, Sidney's helped forge the authority's brand.